Moving on, following Israel's strikes on Hamas leadership in Qatar, Israel has come to defend its actions, saying it followed the same logic as US strikes on Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan back in the day. First up, let's listen into what Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has said.
What did America do in the wake of September 11th? It promised to hunt down the terrorists who committed this heinous crime wherever they may be. And it also passed a resolution in the Security Council of the UN 2 weeks later that said governments cannot give harbor to terrorists. Well, yesterday we acted along those lines. We went after the terrorist masterminds who committed the October 7th massacre. And we did so in Qatar, which gives safe haven. It harbors terrorists. It finances Hamas. It gives its terrorist chieftains sumptuous villas. It gives them everything. So we did exactly what America did when it went after the terrorists, the Al-Qaeda terrorists in Afghanistan, and after they went and killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. Now the various countries of the world condemn Israel. They should be ashamed of themselves. What did they do after America took out Osama bin Laden? Did they say, oh, what a terrible thing was done to Afghanistan or to Pakistan? No, they applauded. They should applaud Israel for standing and up to these same principles and carrying them out. And I say to Qatar and all nations who harbor terrorists, you either expel them or you bring them to justice. Because if you don't, we will.
Kansha Swaroop is joining us with more on this. Is this statement coming in because US has also not been particularly happy with the recent action by Israel in Qatar?
Absolutely, because remember, Qatar also happens to be a strategic ally to the United States. But most importantly, the statement that has come in from the Israeli Prime Minister Shivani is one that is now directly indicating that this wedge or the rift between the Israeli Prime Minister and the US President is rather going to only widen because first the US President said that this was a unilateral action. He's also condemned the Israeli action, and now that's a very sharp word of criticism coming from Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu when he's saying that all of those who remained mum after Osama bin Laden was dragged out of Abbottabad and he was shot dead. Nobody has the right to, in fact, question Israel's actions against say all of those who have perpetrated the terror attack on Israel on October 7th. Now, this is the point of view that's also in tune with what India has also been maintaining, especially when it comes to Operation Sindoor and what happened in Pahalgam on 22nd of April, that why is it that the United States is able to justify its own unilateral actions whenever they deem fit to punish the perpetrators of terrorism, whereas when in other parts of the world, whether it is Israel or say even India's own fight when it comes to Kashmir is made a matter of discussion or perhaps is also taken up in multilateral forums like the United Nations. So Netanyahu's statement is also justifying Indian action as far as Operation Sindoor and our actions against Pakistan is concerned. India and Israel both have worked on UN Article 51, where India has in fact rejected the need for any prior approval from anyone, and so does Israel. So the U.S. action in 2001, when NATO after 9/11 and India after Pahalgam, as far as Israel is concerned, so that's how Israel is justifying the strike on Qatar. But important to also highlight that over here, it's not that the strike took place on Gaza. You're looking at a third-party country, which is Qatar, which was playing a very significant role, especially in peace mediation efforts. And now, with this attack on Qatar, there is a greater instability in Middle East. Many are saying that it will take everything back when Donald Trump, in fact, managed to bring UAE on the same page with Saudi Arabia under the Abraham Accords. This is going to take all of that work back, say, 5 years earlier. And this will undo the Abraham Accords because, remember, all of Middle East has stood in solidarity and they have condemned the Israeli strikes in Qatar because Qatar has been playing a very significant role when it comes to peace mediation efforts. But Israel's point of view is very concrete. They're saying that anybody giving any kind of safe haven to any of these Hamas negotiators or Hamas members will be shot dead, no matter which part of the world they are in.
Right. Israel making it stand absolutely clear that they will indeed be going after everyone associated with Hamas, regardless of where they're hiding. Moving on to some more breaking up.